I know something's about to go down.
Welcome. Hello.
To this
Special.
relaxed edition. Of the
Super
podcast.
relaxed. Super relaxed. For those of you who are only listening and not watching, what are you doing? First of all, what are you doing?
21st century. Get
You
with
can watch the full episode on YouTube, guys. It's the way the world's going.
it. Yeah.
But for those who aren't watching, we'll notice that we're in a different location. We're cash. We're cash. Grandmas.
Super cash. The cash grands. Well, you gotta change things up, don't you? Sometimes
We have. We're just testing out a new little setup.
Yeah.
Testing out a new way because it's early days in this podcast, and
I know.
we've done 16 episodes in that same setup. So for the next 15, why not let's try something different?
Do something different. Why not? Why don't we, for every episode, move it, just a really mundane area of our flat, just leaning up against the kitchen counters, next to each other.
Our flat isn't mundane.
We do have
There's
some
many interesting angles in this place.
crevices that could be quite interesting. Maybe we could do one where we're both in the bath.
Bath pod. Someone must be doing that already, and if they're not, guys, get on it, really, eh? Yeah, bath pod.
Bath pod.
Yeah, why don't we do one in the bath?
Would we be naked?
It's up to you. Do you want to be?
As long as there's lots of bubbles.
Uh,
And as the episode goes on, the bubbles just...
yeah, I mean, it
Slower.
have to be a quick one. That's an issue that I don't think's addressed in the world of bath, marketing or products. Is
Why do
the
the
bubbles
bubbles
don't
go?
last very long?
Alfie, I think you really just hit
This is what
something
happens.
interesting.
This is what happens when we get in a
man.
chill location in our apartment, right? The ideas start coming, the bath talk gets going, and everyone's here for it. Everyone is buzzing that we're about to talk about bubble bath.
The third eye starts opening
It does.
when you're relaxed, and that's when the real
That's smelling salts, isn't it?
life question...
Not bath salts.
Smelling salts.
Yeah, I think you use smelling salts to open your arsehole up for anal sex, don't you?
Like poppers.
Oh, no, that's poppers, isn't it?
Aren't
Is that not the same thing, though?
I think poppers are smelling salts. Smelling
Smelling-
salts is a granny phrase.
Yeah, what are
to
smelling
say.
salts? Smelling salts what weightlifters use or something, or athletes use. It gets
Yeah.
them pumped up, doesn't it?
I think it's poppers.
But maybe it is poppers. But that makes your arsehole loose, I think.
Right, well, that's great. How did we get onto
I
that?
don't know. Oh, because bath salts. Because you said something about baths, and you said because it was a really immature joke. You said your third eye opens up, and I said that's smelling salts, isn't it? Not bath salts.
Don't be vulgar.
I know.
We're on the sofa.
Not the sofa. And also, don't explain your jokes.
Right.
We've never done that on this podcast, and I'm not going to start again.
Yeah, never have. We have. I think we do every
Explain
single...
every single joke.
Yeah. That's what real funny people do.
Yeah.
They have to explain it.
Anyway.
The bath. But,
Oh, yeah, go
but
on.
why do the bubbles go? Why do they go? Why can't they? It's like we have all this intelligence.
Yeah, all this
human-
science.
We have evolved to, create some incredible things. Humans have the capacity to think a measurable amount of data and think big ideas and create loads of great stuff. We've got loads of crazy cool shit going on.
Yeah.
But some things we've just gone, yeah, leave it as it is.
Yeah, it's like, 10 minutes of bubbles are enough.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Someone invented bubble bath and then they were like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, well, that'll be fine.
And then no one touches it now. But why don't we have bubble bath that does something better? Like, why can't it I don't know, we could just, change colour or...
Maybe our demands for what we expect of all bath are way too high. But it's a good point, though. It is true, like when someone developed it and then they had the testing and it was 10 minutes, bubbles go away. Why didn't anyone go, can we make them last a bit longer? Because there must be something. There must be something we can do.
Something we can do in these times.
I know. I'm sick of it. Do you know I'm sick of it? Because...
First world problems. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because also, me and you like to talk to each other when we're both bathing.
What, you sit on the toilet?
Yeah, I'll
right?
sit on the toilet,
If
have
we
a
don't
chat.
talk enough.
Have a chat. Yeah, no, fucking hell. We'll have a chat, and I'll sit on the toilet, or you'll sit on the toilet. Not going, obviously. We're not bloody animals.
Although I do really want to start
No,
introducing.
it's not happening. That's another part
I
of the
just think
conversation.
it would bring
but
us
that's not happening.
closer.
No, definitely not. But what,
Why do I
but-
really want you to be okay with me taking a shit?
No, that's the worst thing ever. I hate that. I can't wee in front of you. I can't wee in front of anyone.
You have let me wee in front of you before, I think, but you've been
No,
really against it.
I haven't. I think I had to turn around. If it was somewhere, it would be in a location in which I couldn't have escaped. So I had to turn around, look at the wall, and cover my ears.
I know.
Which is so weird.
Why?
What would Freud say about that?
I don't know. What would Freud say about that?
I don't know. Freud, if you're listening, let us know.
He'd probably say that, you have issues with hearing.
Did your mum used to piss in front of you all the time?
Just everyone close to you in your childhood always pissed in front of you.
I was covered in piss constantly as a kid, but it was never mine. So every time I see you drop trow, I'm like, no.
Not again.
Not again.
I think it's because you like me to withhold that part of myself from you.
I believe that some things should stay private.
Yeah.
I like that mystery.
Yeah.
And I like that class and elegance.
Yeah.
I like knowing, because I know you as a woman inside and out. But there's some things I'd like you to remain anonymous.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because I'm the opposite. I'm like, I want to know everything.
You want to see everything. You want to see our shit.
I don't want any stones unturned.
Yeah, that's weird though.
Is it?
How would you feel watching me shit? Just see me there, looking in my eyes, and you see the moment. Obviously, you hear the drop. Do you feel good? What is going on? The sofa brings out the worst, all the best in us, depending on
I know.
who's listening.
I
you wouldn't enjoy it. I don't think you'd enjoy that experience.
Would you be looking at me, looking at you? Looking at me, looking at you, having a shit.
Well, what do you want? That's what I mean. You're saying, I want to know everything. I want to see you have a shit. Do you want me to look at you whilst I'm doing it? Will that make you feel better?
I don't think it's I want to have. This is it. I don't think I want to see you have a shit. It's not like I'm like I want to see it. I want to see it. It's all of it. I want you. I think it's more that I just want it not to be a weird thing.
But why isn't it okay to be a weird thing?
I think with girls, we take pride in going to the loo together a little bit. You can know someone for not very long, a girl, and when you go out, be like, oh yeah, just come in. Do you want to come in? And then you go in and you have a wee together.
Has anyone ever done that to you and you don't know him well enough? And you've been like, oh, we're not here yet. Because how long does it take? How long do you need to know a girl until you feel comfortable for him coming and having a wee with you?
I don't think it's that long.
Is there a rule?
I don't know. I think it's maybe, I could say you could meet them for the first time that night.
First time?
And then if you get
First
on,
time we together?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we bond.
Wow.
Yeah, we bond quick, we bond fast.
Do you know what, Bridge? Maybe you're the girl. Maybe you're the girl that everyone's like, Bridge, always. Too soon. Invites him in for a week.
Why is she in here?
Yeah, I've literally known her 15 minutes.
She's just followed me.
Should we go for a week together?
Yeah, let's go. It's not.
You're
not
definitely
that,
the girl.
It's not that you. No, I'm always being invited in.
Really?
There's some people that I've been for a wee with where I've gone, oh, this is odd, but I'm going with it.
Who would it be? We don't have to name names, obviously, but is it like? I see. I'd imagine like your boy mate's girlfriends. That'd be quite weird, wouldn't it?
Right.
Like you don't know them yet.
Right. Okay,
First time meets
yeah.
of girlfriends.
Yeah, but when you're drunk, girls don't care. I mean, it's only when you're drunk, by the way.
You never have a sober wee.
You're not going for Pizza Express dinner.
Yeah. Fancy popping in for a wee?
Come on, let's go in together.
I reckon some women do that.
What, sober?
Yeah.
No, it's a very drunk thing.
Hmm.
Very drunk thing to just go in and share It's very grim.
Yeah.
It's great though. It's part of womanhood.
So what's your rule then? If have you ever invited someone in? Have you ever opened up the hatch? So be it.
I'm not the one who'll instigate it. I don't think, but I'm also not adverse to.
No, you're open. You're open to the invite, but you're not giving them out.
Thing is, Alf, right? I am quite bad on a night out in that, like, quite often I'm going for a cheeky too.
Do you know what? I believe it.
Yeah, you know, people have a real problem with pooing in public.
Yeah, not you.
I don't.
You've
have
never
that.
had that problem.
I
envy it because I'm one of the public pooers.
Do you need a poo and you'll hold it?
Do I need a poo and a hold it? Wow, we're really kicking off this pod. It's the most sophisticated talk we've ever had, isn't it?
It's what the people want to know. Because
it depends. It depends. If I mean, I do poo in public. I'm not someone that like can't do it.
I'm just going to soundbite that and make it into a tune. And I'm going to
remix it in with Barry Chuckle.
No, yeah, me mix with that and also have the drop. The drop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've
got a hit tune on the works here. No, I can do it. It's just I'd rather not. You know, like I wouldn't. If I'm out and about shopping, I'll never go in a shopping centre. I'll never go in a shopping centre.
A plopping centre.
Plopping centre. I'd go at an airport if it meant that I didn't have to shit on a plane, because I don't like shit on planes either because it's too small.
Yeah, no, it's not good. You can't spread your legs out.
No, exactly. You know me, I'm a spreader.
Yeah. I went to school with somebody who had to get completely naked to take a shit.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Amazing.
Yeah, I always thought that was quite interesting.
Isn't it? Is that on Seinfeld where George takes his top
has
off?
to take his shirt off.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but this person had to get completely. I think it was only when they were at home. They didn't, they weren't at the Arndale Centre, like
yeah,
hanging everything.
I reckon some people do that though.
Go for a shit or take all their clothes off for a shit.
Naked. I reckon people do that in public.
No.
Yeah, of course.
No.
They say, Bridge, the rule is if you can think it can happen.
I hate that rule. It's the most nonsensical thing anyone can ever say.
Do you not think, though?
If you can say it, it's been done. If someone said those words, that thing has happened. It's like...
Yeah, but do you not think there's some
where's
truth
your proof?
in that?
That's your proof.
Yeah, I don't need I know what you mean. The proof is in the pudding. Is in the pudding. But...
Thank you.
It's not that far-fetched that someone somewhere in this lonely little planet that we have takes their clothes off to go for a poo in public.
Right, well, you got our emails, guys, if you know of anyone.
But I tell you what I can't do in public. I can't wee at a urinal. This is something that's been passed down from my dad to both me and my brother that we both suffer with.
Nervousness?
Yeah. Just do you know what though? Not even nervousness. Just can't go. If I'm stood at a urinal and there's a guy there, just can't go.
I think I've seen you like festivals, like whip it out and
what?
Like at the urinal bit. Haven't you done that?
It depends what type of urinal. And this is another thing, right? Like if I'm absolutely fucking desperate, right, and I can like shuffle my way into a little corner, then maybe. But if I'm in the middle of a urinal, it ain't happening.
Wow, didn't know that about you.
Just can't do it. Can't do it.
I didn't. So
just got to wait for a stall.
So you always wait for a stall?
Yeah.
Does everyone always think, oh, he's going for a
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's what's more embarrassing for a guy is not being able to go for a wee at a urinal than having a shit. Because if someone thinks you're waiting for a shit, it's like, I'm just waiting for a shit. Guys don't really care. There are guys in the corner of the cubicles that are going, that guy's going for a poo. I'm going to tell your friends you went for a poo.
Smelly poo boy.
Oh, we don't poo. So it's fine.
I do think that urinals are a crazy concept.
Yeah,
actually.
horrible.
Like if you've got the stalls, why not just make all of them stalls?
Yeah. This is why I absolutely love gender neutral toilets.
Right.
Just go into the women's and have a sit down. That's my thing.
That's not what they're for.
Yeah, but no one will say anything to me about it. So it's great. Have a little sit down wee.
How arrogant.
In a lovely little... Women's toilets are pretty foul, though.
how arrogant of the male race that you just were so comfortable with getting your skin out and.
But it is just skin, isn't it? It's my insecurities.
But
It's because I have a tiny peen.
It is weird.
I got a tiny peen. It's our most personal episode ever.
I know, it got very, very deep very quickly.
What were we even talking about?
Talking about your peen.
Yeah, go on. Because we've not talked about enough of my bodily functions and bits today.
There is a few things that we've brushed over that I want to come back to.
Go on.
But pooing in public, yeah, I don't have an issue with.
No, you're fine.
But that's because
And your confidence gives me confidence.
That's what I'm here for.
Good.
Yeah. That was, you mentioned that in the vows, didn't you? My one, my true.
My poo.
I love you and your poo style.
Yeah. It does, though. It does, though. Your brash confidence on shitting wherever you can makes me feel like I can too.
It's got to come out. It's got to come out.
Yeah.
And that's what toilets are there for. I don't care.
You're not wrong.
I don't care. Like, I don't think it's gross. People are like, I can't poo in public. Like, it's grosser to poo than it is. Like, you're sitting down.
Yeah.
Pants are off.
Yeah.
You've already got.
This is the thing for you. For women, it's different, isn't it?
exposed.
For women, it's different. It's one of the same. Either it's the same thing.
Everything does come
just-
out.
It's
that
all the
one
same
hole,
hole, isn't it? So I don't get. I don't understand why you're not just letting it all come out at the same time. It's funny, that rumor, isn't it?
That everything comes out of one
Everything's
hole.
the same hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did think women weed out the bum for a long time.
Yeah, well, you did ask me the other week.
It was only
Wait.
until you forced me to watch you weed that I realised that's not the
Alfie.
case.
That's not true. You didn't think that women weed out their asses.
Oh, when I was a small boy.
When I was a young boy.
Yeah, when I was a little child.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see
Maybe
little.
I do have some trauma with weed.
I
then.
think you do. Did you ever piss yourself in public or anything? You ever a nervous young boy? You know,
no, I wasn't. I never had any accidents like that. Not that I can remember, anyway.
you know when we watched that episode of Pam and Tommy, and there was like a flashback scene, and I said to you that it makes me want to cry when I see. Or
Why was he
hear
weeing himself?
when little children like have accidents?
What happened to him? What made him wee? Was he getting bullied?
It was like his dad told him he was nothing, or
Oh yeah, that was
I
it.
can't remember.
That was it. Yeah.
It's
Good
sad,
series,
isn't
though.
it?
Worth watching. I need to finish it.
Great show.
But it was great so far.
It's so good. Lily James is
Basically Pam Anderson, isn't she?
what a transformation.
It's
You don't actually even see Lily James. Her performance is fantastic.
I don't even think it's her. I actually, and to be fair, if you've ever seen Tommy Lee,
Yeah.
the guy nails it.
Really?
Yeah, he's absolutely 100% Tommy Lee. It's
Wow.
ridiculous. Because to be fair, there was a few moments watching that show where I've been like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
it's like. It takes Seth Rogen to come into the scenes for me to be going like, oh yeah, we're watching a TV show.
Wow.
We're not watching
It's really
Pam and Tommy. Yeah.
It's really good. They're I found it. I love things at the minute that are a real good throwback into a different time.
Yeah.
And at the minute with technology, it feels like it's always been here.
Yeah.
And you forget that actually it's really new.
Yeah.
Really
It's
new.
so new. What were we watching the other day? I think, was it Ex Machina? No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Seinfeld. Because I watched a lot of Seinfeld, and Seinfeld is early 90s.
Yeah.
And then you look at the stuff that they're using, like their mobiles or computers in it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but the comedy in the show is so modern, so
Right.
like relevant today, it's still funny, that you're like, oh my god, it was literally only 20 years ago, 25 years ago that this was.
It just
None of this stuff that we're doing now is a thing.
available. It does make you think like how quickly are things going to accelerate,
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
going downhill. But my original point was I love that the show has really taken you back to that time before the internet.
Yeah.
And especially
Yeah.
what's so unique about their story is that this was the first internet
First
leaked
internet sex tape.
celebrity sex tape.
It is. That's really.
And
They do
it's-
that really well, actually. The whole internet thing.
They
Because
do.
now it's just like fucking anyone can upload a video like
Anything.
we're doing. Anyone can upload a sex tape or
It's
whatever.
oversaturated. Like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's so easy to do anything now. But back then it was like,
The biggest revelation ever for
yeah,
him.
yeah. And I don't know how close it is to the real story, but I
Oh, yeah.
love
There'll be some
the
fabrication.
dynamic between the story of Pam and Tommy is just really interesting, but like how it was so much different for her when it came out,
Yeah.
like her reputation.
Yeah, he was already a bit of a bad boy rock star, wasn't he? So it's kind of
And yeah,
it's less embarrassing for him. And it's interesting because obviously we won't, no spoilers, and we'll finish talking about this in 30 seconds. But it's funny in it how she, and again, you don't know if it's fabricated, but like we obviously like took her acting career quite seriously,
Right.
And wanted to be taken seriously because the only thing she did was run on a beach in Baywatch, and she wanted so much more than
Yeah.
that. And then it just came out and essentially defined her.
Career.
Literally defined a career, this sex tape, didn't it? It's just like, this is what you will be known for forever. You
Yeah.
were the girl who runs on a beach. Now you're the woman who had the sex tape on the internet for the first time.
I know. Oh gosh, can you imagine being defined by
Your puss.
one thing, one moment,
Yeah. One
thing?
mistake as well. Forever.
But why?
Forever.
But this is another thing. Why was it a mistake? It like it isn't a mistake.
Well, no, I think she'd probably look back and, well, maybe she wouldn't actually, but like, yeah, I mean, but by mistake, I mean, like, she probably wished she didn't film having sex,
With
you know.
But-
then she did it again, didn't she? She got two. She did it again with Brett, another rock star.
did she?
Yeah, it
Didn't
came
know
out
that.
in like.
Oh,
2000.
not she went not again.
Well, I think this one was probably more.
I don't believe it.
More PR planned. I know, or her PR agency or her manager's like, Pam, just when they pull the video camera out, just stop what you're doing.
Yeah, just stop.
Just have regular sex.
Yeah, but what's wrong with somebody wanting to film it if that's
No,
what
nothing.
they want to do?
No, that's what I mean. If she does, then absolutely fair play to her. Nothing wrong with it.
But what was out of her control was somebody, stealing it.
Yeah, that was the thing. Anyway, fucking hell. What were we talking about?
Talking about
You want-
sexy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. We covered all the poo and everything you wanted to get past. You said you wanted to track back to a few things, but we don't have to.
Oh,
We've
no.
taken a natural swing away. And I think our listeners are probably very grateful for it.
A natural swing, yes.
Oh, yeah. You've got something for us, haven't you?
Well, yeah. So I came across a video that was like a insight into a swingers club
Mm-hmm.
that I just thought was quite an interesting facet of our lives.
Yeah, because the news is, guys, we're now in an open relationship.
Yeah.
So this is our subtle way of saying applications are open. And I think we've
God.
sold ourselves pretty well in this first 20 minutes.
Must watch me take a shit.
We've got urine traumatized little boy over here, and we've got can't stop shitting anywhere. I think we're an absolute catch.
Yeah. No, I think we're not we wouldn't swing, but there are couples out there that are like, think it's an integral part of their relationship. It's something they want to do. They get really excited by it.
Yeah.
And I was really fascinated by it.
Shall we watch the video and then we'll discuss?
Okay.
Right. Get your cans on. Get your cans on for these cans that are about to be out. Okay, here we go.
Hey, welcome to Secrets.
Hi.
I'm Holly.
I'm Taji.
It's nice to meet you.
My day started with a tour of the resort with Holly, Secret's Director of Public Relations and full-time committed swinger.
This is what we call our triage area. The reason we call it the triage is this is the only place that the single males can be and single females. In order for them to go back there, they
How hard do you think it was for him to do that interview without looking at her boobs?
Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty hard?
He was.
He'd be like, oh, God, great.
Oh, she probably gets that a lot.
Yeah.
You can't have had them enhanced that much and not want people to look.
Oh, do you think
She's
they're
prob-
enhanced? I'm not joking.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Listeners is a woman with very, very large breasts.
Have to be with a couple, so when they enter with a couple, they leave with a couple. Anywhere on the property other than the lobby and the nightclub.
Come on.
They've
Have
got
they
to
not
be.
been done? Have
This
they
is
not
what
been
I don't
done?
understand about breast implants. Is that why like the nips always end up being like on the top quarter of the breast? Like how again
Not
with
gonna
the bubble bath thing? Like have we not got the science
Yeah,
to?
but they're not going to put them on the bottom, are they?
Yeah, but you put them in the middle.
They are in the middle.
No, they're too high. This is the thing. When you get fake boobs in, it ends up like pushing the nipples right up to the
They're
top.
in the middle of the boob, I would say.
Okay,
Let's
anyway.
keep looking at them.
Yeah.
They're able to have sex. Blowjobs, anything. This is where it gets a little bit more intense. So this is our main playroom area. This is our orgy bed. We've seen pretty
Oh
big
my
orgies
god, it's
happen
massive.
Do you have like a number maybe? Like, is there a record?
here. 20, 25. Yeah.
20 to 25.
Wow.
So thank you again for having me and, opening up your place to us. I really appreciate it. I'm very excited.
Wow. That bed was absolutely massive.
20 to 25. I'm just trying to work out. That's
So you half it, and that'll give you the amount of couples.
well, you can't half 25.
Well, you can. So someone's having either a great time or a bit of a rough time, aren't they?
It's almost like like a trampoline center.
It does have that feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I would not want to be the cleaner.
Do you think they know what it is? They must do, mustn't they? They must have to tell them.
Right? What they
Yeah, like-
Well, they're like, why is all this mayonnaise on the?
Oh, Bridget.
Like what? Yeah, but what do you think they're cleaning up?
Well, I wonder if there's house
like-
rules like you have to clean up your own. Surely you have to clean up your own mess.
Stuff.
Yeah. You can't just you
Yeah.
can't just have wild sex and go right.
Goodbye.
Someone else deal with it. Like you have to. But then that makes the whole thing even more like depressing a
Right,
little
yeah.
bit, doesn't it? Like you have this wild orgy and then,
And then
everyone's
everyone's
just
cleaning
going
up.
around mopping up the little pools of pleasure.
Little Dettol wipes.
Oh, it takes the sexiness out, doesn't it?
Just a little bit, and they're all like still naked, so they're
Oh.
they're not like sexy anymore.
Yeah, they're
just
all-
on all fours.
All post-sex, like sweaty, cleaning, and you probably get like shame
Shame.
a little bit. You'll know this when you've had a bit of a wank or masturbated,
Right.
and sometimes you get this overwhelming feeling of shame at the end of it. After because I'm not.
We're learning a lot about you.
I
today.
have this with sex as well.
Yeah.
Like I
feel
just feel
shameful?
dirty after I've been
sick
with
of
you.
myself.
No.
And I look in the mirror and I think, what are you doing with your
Yeah,
life?
absolutely. Yeah, have you been watching me after sex?
You're just looking in the mirror going, hello, darkness, my old friend.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
No, I mean like with sex, there's so much adrenaline going on, right? There's so much anticipation and excitement,
Yeah.
and it's an overwhelming time for the senses and
Right.
for life, isn't it? Right? Yeah, it's an amazing experience.
Sex with
Is what I'm
Alfie Mulroy. It's an overwhelming.
This is
life
great because if we
experience.
ever have kids, I can just say, just watch episode 17. You'll learn all you need to know. No, right. So there's so much. So with sex, there's so much hype, there's so much build-up, there's so much excitement, there's so many emotions.
Right.
Right. And then there's this huge climax and pleasure is emitted, fingers crossed if you do your job right, and you feel amazing. But it's like anything. It's like with drugs, there's a come down though, isn't there? Like there is a come down from sex. Like you've hit your pleasure points, you've
Right.
climaxed.
And there's the aftermath.
And then there's the aftermath. And what I'm saying is like in a normal, relationship or normal situation, you don't get shame, really. I am joking. You don't get shame, but you have a come down. There's a period of quiet, and you're
happened? Oh my
lying and you're
gosh.
just cuddling or whatever. But
If you're lucky.
yeah, yeah. You never ever let me cuddle.
Hold me.
Please, Bridget, don't leave just yet.
Just one more minute.
Hold me like a pretty girl.
And I do.
You do. You hold me with those big, strong arms, and you make me feel safe. And no, but with a place like this, there probably isn't that time for that.
How do you know?
Well, I'm just guessing. But what I'm saying is basically they must feel really shameful if they're going around cleaning up. Like it's this unsexy side, isn't it? It's the same with porn. It's like you watch a porn scene and you think, yeah, but all that happened at the end of that is they all cleaned up and got dressed and got in their cars and thought, fuck me, what have I just done for the past 2 hours?
I think you're being really, really judgmental on people's sex lives, Alfie.
No, I'm not. No, I really haven't articulated what I'm trying to say well.
I know.
I just find it funny that people have to clean up that. And
Yeah,
it
but
must
we
not be
also have
sexy.
just made up that they have to clean it. They might not have to clean it.
That's a whole different thing.
They might be. I love that of all the things that we could talk about like a sex orgy room, we're talking about the maintenance.
Yes. Yes, we get to the heart of the issues.
Who's mopping
Who's
it?
cleaning it up? Have they got a rota?
Yeah.
Is there a timetable?
But it is funny thinking about the staff. That's what I'm because I'm
Yeah,
imagining
you
it
got
like
a
an actual
place of work.
organisation.
Yeah.
You know, like, if you've got someone on the front desk, if you've got someone like checking people in.
They must do.
Okay, like you know when you go for like a yoga class and you go in and they're like, great, so if you want to just pop your shoes there and take your mat in, you can go straight into the room.
Pop your keys in that bowl.
Yeah, literally. And then with this, they're like, right, okay, here's contraceptives. Just pop your clothes there. Douche over there.
Douche.
And go on in. Have a great time. We'll see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's quite an. Did you hear that?
You got distracted by a fly hitting the window.
It was so loud. Also, why isn't that fly that's just absolutely at full speed hit into our window not dead on the ground?
I don't know, Bridget. Stick with your original
Always,
thought about
okay,
the sex
okay.
place.
Okay, would you rather clean up
Mm-hmm.
the aftermath of an orgy thing,
Right.
or would you take a shit in front of me?
Take a shit in front of you.
Oh, okay. Okay, it was a really bad one.
No, do you know anyone that's been to a swingers club?
I do actually.
Yeah.
Not a swingers club, but like a sex club.
What's
No.
the
I
difference?
actually know. I know someone who's been to a sex club, and I know somebody who's been to a swingers club.
What are you classing as a sex club? Just where someone's having sex and you watch?
No, it's like a club.
Yeah.
You know, imagine your standard club.
Yeah.
Red lights, music.
Oh,
And
right.
you go in,
And
everyone's in
yeah.
like leathers, got a little thing on.
So you can just go for a dance.
You can go dance, you can go chill, or you can go into little private rooms.
Got ya.
And it's like, you know, rules that normally don't apply in a regular, you know, like
Club.
factory.
Yeah.
All bets are off.
Yeah.
You know.
You've clearly not had a proper night out at a factory.
That there is another flaw that you're not
Absolutely.
aware of.
Yeah. Stairway to heaven, baby.
Would you
Well,
ever
wait there. I want to
go?
talk about the people that we know that have been to sex clubs.
Well, I'll tell you after we're off air because I can't out them.
No, we're not going to out them. We're not going to out them. But
Um,
do you reckon they had a good time? Did they have a good time?
I think so. I think they had a great time. Yeah. The swingers one, I think, was an interesting one.
That's gotta be. You gotta be a special type of couple, I think, to get through that. Without a shadow of a doubt, I couldn't do it. No chance.
with me?
Yeah. If you even
No.
suggested the thought, I'd go, we probably should just get divorced.
What's going on?
Yeah. Just and again, like no disrespect to couples that can do it.
Right.
Because I do know couples that are in open relationships.
Yeah.
And like no judgment whatsoever. Because there's no need to judge it. If they're happy, they're happy. But for me, Jesus Christ. Going to a swingers club, I could not imagine
What about if it
anything
was
worse.
Jesus? What about if it was Jesus Christ?
What, a
you
swingers
could,
club?
If you could have like a open relationship
With Jesus? I can if I want to. Surely everyone's got an open relationship with Jesus.
Isn't that funny though? That like
That's definitely some sort of Christian t-shirt, isn't it? I'm in an open relationship with Jesus.
yeah.
Maybe that should be our next shirt.
Oh my god, definitely.
Yeah.
And it's all three of them like spooning in bed,
Yeah.
and Jesus in the middle.
Oh, that's lovely.
Would he be the baby spoon or the middle or the big spoon?
He'd be in the middle.
I think he's in the middle.
He radiates love, doesn't he? amidst
gives and
love.
takes.
Yeah, exactly. He giveth and taketh. But like, see, you couldn't sit. You couldn't look at me
He's
getting
got-
pleasured
just-
by another woman, could
Just
you?
quickly back to the Jesus thing. He's ready to
Let
go.
him go.
So he's just ready to go with that little loincloth, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's not an idiot.
No.
Mary Magdalene was a lucky lady.
Kinky little crown of thorns on. He would fit right in a sex dungeon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, this sick prick. Give me that crown. And put this.
Go on.
Okay, no, never mind.
You couldn't watch me. You couldn't go to. Could you? I'm saying you couldn't, but could you go to a swingers club and then just you're getting off with a guy and then you turn around and there's me getting pleasured by a woman.
It'd be horrific. It'd be so weird. But we're not those people. This
No.
is the thing. I think, and how much are we influenced by each other? If you were with somebody else
Who's really into
who
it?
was really into it, but was also try and imagine somebody who's also like me in the way that loves you very much, respects you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loyalty there, but at the same time, they've kind of started to, over years, ingrain this idea in you that the free love is a thing and like we're all one, and the idea of being with one person is ridiculous. And they also don't believe in gender, and they believe that like human beings are these like spiritual essences within these forms.
we're just in vessels, man. It's just a vessel, baby.
And now, if you fully are indoctrinated in that belief, I think it would be quite easy to
not get
have-
tied to the. But then surely, the emotional side of your relationship would be heavy. That's the thing I struggle with. It isn't like actually the physical act of doing it. It's the emotional side.
tall. But that's because you're trying to imagine it, us now
Yeah.
doing it. Like if you've grown up with that, if you've grown up alongside somebody else who's got those beliefs, similar beliefs,
Yeah.
they're like perceiving the world and interactions and like with other people in a wildly different way to you. See, we can't ever really step into the shoes of somebody who can have those multiple relationships successfully, because to us, we've just not been we're what's the word, like made differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go to one though. If someone said to me, "Do you and Bridge want to come to one and you don't need to do anything?"
You just watch.
I'd just watch.
You
That is
bloody
pretty fairly,
perv.
isn't it? But like, I'd go for half an hour.
It'd be just half an hour. Back in time for tea.
Yeah, exactly. Just go for half an hour, have a quick look, see what they get up to. Because what I'm really interested in is the pre.
Cool. It's the best bit.
No. I'm interested in the like the social science behind it, like the behaviours, like how do you instigate those moments? Like how does it all kick off?
Because I think there'll be people.
Like, do you have a little cup of tea? Do you have a chat? Do you just go straight in there and just neck off with someone? Like, what's the ethic? Like, I'm interested in what because I love like I love social behaviors and like seeing how people behave in certain situations, and that is a place that kind of has no rules. So I'm just interested, like how do you just like see a guy or a woman and you're like, I really fancy them, I'd quite like to just have sex with them,
And
just
that's
go
it.
for it. Like, is that how it works?
I think that's how it works.
Really?
I think what you go with the expectation that like you said, all bets are off, no rules apply, and you can have anything you want.
Right.
And so people are like, it's just like a factory of a fun factory, isn't it, for people?
Yeah.
It's funny because there'll be lots of different types of people there. There'll be people there that go for the first time who are maybe just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, like just want to see what's going on. You have people who are regulars.
Oh yeah.
You have people who are there in a, I don't know, like a voyeuristic way. Don't get involved, just watch.
Oh, do you reckon they're allowed?
Are you allowed? I think you are allowed.
Yeah, maybe.
Although I don't know, are you allowed to watch? I don't know what the rules are of these kind of clubs.
Maybe have a special wristband that means that you're only allowed to, if you just want to watch, you've got like a green wristband that means that you can't get involved.
Again,
so then when you see a little hand creeping in on someone's thigh, and it's like a green wristband. They're like, "No, get off!
Not your turn."
You've only paid to watch."
Yeah. Get the red band and come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'll have different coloured bands depending on what they want. If you want a little kiss, like a yellow
Little kissy
one.
band, little
kiss
cuddle band.
Cuddle,
That'd
yeah.
be me, won't it? with the
I'm just
cuddle
saying for
band.
cuddles.
Once you've all finished up, if you'd like to come and see me for a little cuddle, I'll see you right out.
Come in, time for a cuddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they have like blowjobs only bands.
Yeah.
I love that again. We are just
now we're talking.
yeah.
yeah.
That one.
We're just designing our own swingers club here, aren't we?
Cuddles and blowjobs. Now there is a band name.
Cuddles and blowjobs, absolutely. Or an album name for what was the other one we thought of? God, that was long.
Jesus is my third partner. Second what?
What? That was a T-shirt. No,
Oh.
that band name we thought of years ago. Anyway, carry on.
I love again how we've just gone into the logistics side.
Oh
of
yeah,
the
it's
club.
all
So hang on a
project
minute.
management.
Are there wristbands? What can you get away? What are the rules? And who? And more importantly, who's cleaning up at the end of the night? Yeah.
Because the reason again I asked for that is because I imagine those places try and avoid any sort of confrontation or
Violence
uncomfortable experiences for people. I imagine they take that quite seriously in that, like, if someone doesn't want to do it, you can't just do it. So that's why I'm asking.
There's no you have to consent. They'll be huge on consent.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like maybe a wristband system is sensible.
Well, we'll reach out. You know what? I've always said this. They've just not thought it through.
No,
properly.
but I'm thinking like, what happens if because you can you go if you're single? Because what happens if a single woman who's like, I'd just like to have some nice sex with one guy.
Are we talking about a sex club or a swingers club? Because I think
Well,
swingers, you have to be in a couple, don't you?
Yeah, I guess a sex club then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the idea, I think what swingers like the idea of is that they're doing it together.
Yeah, well, that's the thrill, isn't it? I'm
and
guessing.
you're like, but you're both going, we're both comfortable with this.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
And you're here.
You know what
if
I'm
like,
doing,
say
so
me
it's
and you
all-
went somewhere and then there was like a single woman or a single guy that came into the picture.
No, woman.
No.
No, it'd be a woman.
You'd be like, no, that isn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe swingers find it more comfortable when there's other couples in the same situation, and you can then. Just,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like some sort of,
System,
all-inclusive
yeah. I think-
hotel wristband system will work at a swingers club. You only get a red wristband if you're over 18.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're in the club and you're under 18, failing straight away.
No.
I
think they're probably very tight on that.
Well, 16
Pardon
is the
the
legal
phrasing.
image, though, isn't it? The legal age limit. So do you reckon
Is
there
it?
is?
In
It
some
must be,
places.
though. Is it? Yeah, because strip clubs are 18, aren't they? So yeah, definitely. And there will definitely be booze and drugs there for sure.
Well, this is it, isn't it? Oh yeah, booze and drugs. Yeah.
Or
That is
maybe
definitely a
again,
thing.
maybe they're not allowed. Maybe drugs actually. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a no substance zone actually. For
Well,
alcohol and drugs.
the place that I know of that my friend went to, I think there was drugs.
Oh, really?
I think they were allowed. I think they were quite common to kind of pass some stuff about.
Some
It's
poppers, some smelling salts.
Some smelling salts.
Loosen you up.
I think it's it's really would you ever go? Have you ever seen like in Amsterdam?
Yeah,
It's kind of like the same thing.
yeah. I went to
Is it wild?
sex show. Yeah, it is really weird. It's
Did you
really
feel
weird. We'll
uncomfortable?
go. We'll definitely go to that
Okay.
because we'll go to Amsterdam some point
Because
this year.
it's almost in a way it's like watching a life drawing class.
Yep.
Like if I could just make a quite accurate comparison here, Alfie.
Yeah.
I think you could say it's like a life drawing class, but with movement and more genitals inside other genitals.
Yeah, I mean, you're not far off. Yeah, no, it's really weird. I mean, I didn't go to like a proper sex show.
Right.
Um,
What's classed as a proper sex show?
well, I don't know. Well, I know they have proper sex shows, which are which are like a theatrical event is the wrong way to describe it, but like that like is a proper show. It's like you go and people fucking there's like a beginning, middle, and end. But then they also have these weird like
A twist in the middle.
yeah, a little plot line. But no, they also have these places which are just essentially like flapper. For use of a better phrase, that are like that are just like basically one I went into was kind of like it reminded me of like, do you know when you go to the fair and you have like the waltzers,
Right.
and
I'm
like
with
there's like
you.
a little platform, wooden steps or metal steps platform where the ticket booth thing is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you can see what's going on in the waltzers, but you can't quite see.
Right.
And then you get in, and then there's like that wooden platform around the side where everyone can walk round. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like that, except
Yeah.
the waltzers is someone fucking
Wow.
like in the middle.
Blackpool would be a very different place.
Absolutely.
If they took on that.
But basically, it was like a wooden coliseum
Sexy.
built in the middle of this sort of like front of building thing.
Yeah.
And you pop in like €1 or €2 or something, and a flap pops down, and you're in this like tiny little booth, and there's a window, and you just see whatever's going on in the middle
Oh,
there.
it's so weird.
But the weird thing is that you can see across the circle.
So you can see all the
So
people.
you can see other people.
Oh,
And a lot of the time
no,
it
it's
is
just
just like men on the road having a
wanking.
wank. And then
Ugh.
so also if warning guys, if you do go into them, don't touch any of the surfaces because you don't know
Sticky.
what's going on there.
You
Yeah.
get sticky hands.
But
That
the-
sounds not great, really.
No. And I
Interesting, though.
literally looked for 20 minutes. It wasn't long.
2 hours max.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
I
yeah.
left.
The guys had
Red
to pull
raw.
me out. Oh my god.
But it is, but why? Oh, it's such a shame that that it's not normalised, isn't it?
It is there. The red
Yeah.
light district is really strange as
Really
well. You've never been,
interesting.
have you?
No, I really
We'll
wanna
definitely
go.
go. The red light district is really strange.
I just get really giggly.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm just really.
It's really,
like,
really
wow.
strange though, because it's so normalized.
Right.
Like, and it's such a mad
Did you not?
concept of like you have all these women, in windows just on a street, doing their job, like enticing men to come and spend their money for sex,
Right.
and it's like, but it's like. It's like being in a supermarket and just looking at what bread you want to buy.
Yeah.
Like you do see men there just like,
I'll have that
oh
one.
yeah, I think
Have a
I'll
bit
go
of
for
that.
that one. Have a bit of that.
Yeah, and
You
I'll have a
know.
bit of that for dinner.
And it's like, it's so mad that you can just it's such a little transaction and you're getting sex at the end of it.
Yeah, and yeah.
Really weird,
Well, prostitution was the oldest profession,
they say.
and
And I have no judgment again on
no, I feel like there
On the
needs to be
girls.
a real. I think there is a bit of a shift in how you perceive sex workers, but you know, it needs to be more normalised. I think. I think it's safer for everyone when it is.
yeah.
It's always going to be sold. It's like it's the when we've burnt everything else and there's nothing left to sell, you can still sell that.
Is that Meatloaf's
You'll always-
B-side? Meatloaf's B-side to anything, everything for love, is it?
You can sell anything.
Yeah, but I won't sell that.
Oh my god, it's Meatloaf in the room.
I have some respect for the dead, Bridge.
Sorry. Why is it called Meatloaf?
It's a great question.
Is it really?
Should we have a Google?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I don't know. I mean, what would you guess be before we
Okay.
before
Why is
we
it that-
find out?
Favorite food as a kid?
Yeah, or he looks a bit like a meatloaf.
Or smells like one?
Oh, that's what's what. He changed his first name from Marvin to Michael because of the Levi. Meatloaf explained the connection between the community. I don't know. Apparently, there's lots of different stories of why he was called Meatloaf. He was born Marvin Lee Andy, but changed his name to Michael. However, he's popular stage name for his career. But why did Meatloaf call himself Meatloaf? Multiple stories. Give it to me. give it to me. He said over that his father told the hospital to put a meat tag on his crib because his newborn looked like a 9.5 pound of ground chuck.
There we go.
There you go. We'll stick with that one, shall we?
Yeah, I like that one.
That his dad was just a bully.
Yeah. Oh, a happy story.
Happy story, yeah. So if you found out that I went to a sex club
Yeah.
when we were still together,
Right.
how would you feel about that?
What if I'd found out that you'd been to one years ago?
Yeah.
And
That's a good one,
Wait,
actually,
and stuff
yeah.
happened?
Yeah. How about if you found out that I went to a sex club before we got together and stuff happened? How would you feel about me now?
Oh, interesting. I'd be like, wow.
This guy.
I'd be more like, I'd be not. Oh, it's interesting. I'd be like, wow, it's really interesting that you did.
Mm.
I'd also be like, why haven't you told me?
Yeah.
I
And
think
then so you'd be like, who is this guy?
Yeah, because I wouldn't be bothered about you going to a sex club.
Mm.
That's not my place because I didn't know you then.
Mhm.
But I would be a bit like, I know everything about you and you withheld that.
Yeah.
But then I'd know if it being you wouldn't have told me because it's all good intentions. You don't want me to think bad of you. You want me to still like you. You want to have control of your narrative. I'd try and understand that you weren't doing it because you thought you were going to get told off.
How about if in 30 years' time,
Yeah.
so when you're 57,
Right.
I'm 58,
Oh.
and I say, Bridget, when I was 28, which is now,
Okay.
I went to a sex club and I had sex, and it was 30 years ago. How would you feel about that?
Are you doing a confession live on the podcast?
yeah. I'm
Should
ramping
get
up our
into it.
confessions
Oh my God, I'd be so.
because it
I'd
was
be
so long
shocked.
ago.
Because what?
It was so long ago.
I hate this.
Do you not?
I hate this reasoning. And you know why, Alf? Because it speaks very closely to the reasoning that you have when you do a little toot.
I know. Well, this is why I'm asking you.
So for listeners, Alfie has this theory that it stems from he'll fart and then I'll go
Very rarely, though.
really, and then I'll go I'll smell it. I'll go, someone's done a fart on you, and you'll go, I did that ages ago. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that changes.
Yeah. And my rule is that if you don't get caught within the first 30 seconds, it doesn't count. You get a free pass.
I just don't
They've
think
missed. It's not that it doesn't count, but you've missed the window of shame. You can't shame me if you've missed it within 30 seconds because then it's fair game.
But if I'm smelling it in real time, in my real time, it
Yeah.
does. I'm not. Yes. I'm smelling it now.
Yeah, but I did it 30 seconds ago. Over 30 seconds ago. So like, shame
just-
on you for not smelling it sooner. I've had my window, right? I do it and I'm ashamed of myself, right? And I'm there and I feel ashamed for 30 seconds. And when that passes, you cannot let me feel shame again. You just have to ride with it.
That doesn't apply to you having an affair.
Well, then my theory now is, or my question now is, how long until you don't smell an affair until it becomes invalid?
Well, one.
Because I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, one.
Yeah.
I don't think the fart thing applies. You think it does, but I don't. Like it's like you're putting your.
I can't wait
version
for
of
the day
things.
when I smell one of yours and you go, I did that like 5 minutes ago.
Again, it's insane rationality in an argument. You saying something that's not ever happened. Like,
It will,
I
though.
can't wait for something
I
that
can't
hasn't
wait.
happened to happen so I can do this. The grudgeman.
Yeah, exactly. The grudgeman is out in full effect.
It's the grudgeman through and through. It doesn't work because I'm smelling the fart now. Doesn't matter if it happened half an hour ago. I'm smelling it now.
No, I disagree.
Okay, so if I dropped something on the floor, like I broke something,
Yeah.
and then I cleaned it up,
Mhm.
but I didn't clean all of it up.
This is a mad analogy. Where is this going?
Right, so I break a glass,
Yeah.
right? Glass all over the floor.
Nightmare.
Bridget comes in. I've broken it, by the way, but I'm there.
Yeah,
and
right. Yeah, okay, good. Good
My
so I
al-
wasn't following.
My alter ego, Bridget, comes in.
Yeah.
And then I clean it up, dustpan and brush, sort it out. You come in, I go, bare feet,
Bare feet, yeah.
and you go, fuck's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And you've cut your foot. And I go, oh, I think it's probably a bit of glass because I broke a glass. But I cleaned it all up. So shame on you. I don't really know where I'm going.
Yeah,
with
go on,
this.
no, carry on. Stick with it, stick with it, because you're kind of winning me over a little bit. So don't stop, because I might not come round.
Okay. I know, I'm talking.
Yeah,
like
I know.
where
I
I'm
can
going.
see it in your eyes that you don't know where you're going with
The
it.
waltzes is going on
Yeah,
right now in my
absolutely.
mind.
Come on.
So you're like, but it doesn't. You've already broke it. You broke the glass. It doesn't matter that you didn't clean all of it up, obviously, because that part's just, and that's what your fart does. Your fart is it's that tiny bit leftover piece of glass in my nose.
Right. But so what? You're
It still happened. The break and the fart still happened.
Right.
Doesn't matter when there's.
Doesn't matter that you tried to clean it up. It's always it's happened anyway.
I didn't clean all of it up.
Well, the difference is though is I wouldn't be mad at you if you broke a glass. So
Would you not?
no, so you shouldn't be mad at me.
I
for
know.
breaking
Well, you know
wind.
what? You would be mad at me if I asked you what you'd broken, and you'd.
What?
I said you won't. So you said you won't be mad at me if I broke a glass,
Yeah.
but you would be very mad at me if you broke something, and I asked, "What did you break?" You could get very mad at that.
I don't know what you're saying. What is happening?
So I cast you back to last week.
Jesus Christ. I can't. Right, go on. Right. What happened?
You dropped something in the kitchen on the floor. You dropped something on the floor.
This episode is honestly, I didn't have much reputation for this podcast before, but God, so many bad things.
This is
have
why I
come
love
up.
you
Come
so
on.
much. So you dropped something in the kitchen, and I, from the other room, out of love and, intrigue, went, have you just dropped something?
Yeah.
Oh no, I said, what did you drop?
Oh yeah, I remember what I said.
What did you just drop? Wait, how did I phrase it?
I think you said something like, oh no, have you broken a glass?
Yeah.
What did I say?
And out of furiosity
Yeah.
and frustration,
Yeah.
you went, well, I've not dropped a fucking bin bag, have I?
Because it was a massive smash.
And you
it
should
was
have-
so loud.
and you should-
And you went, oh, have you dropped a glass? You dropped a glass, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went, no, it's not a bin bag, is it?
And I wish you could have seen my face in the bedroom when I heard
Oh,
you say
yeah,
that.
I felt it, I felt it.
People who are listening can't hear me do this, but I went. I didn't fart. And then you came in and went, I smell a fart. And I went, well, I did it 30 minutes earlier, so it doesn't count.
I said, get in that kitchen and clean it up as well.
No, I went, it was like a,
really?
okay,
Yeah.
okay moment.
Well, if you want to delve into this marriage counselling little bit of our relationship, it's because the rule usually is if I make tea, you wash up before, after the meal, before bed.
And, back in town. La, 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 la,
And what
la.
happened was that I was doing your pots that you should have done the night before, which was stacked way high, and a glass slipped off.
Thank you, by the way, for leaving me
You're welcome.
stackfuls of
You're welcome.
pots.
Well,
You use,
hey, that's not the deal, is it? I'll use what I want to make your food.
you know what, Alf? Let's just pop a pin.
Yeah.
Hey, let's pop a pin in
Yeah,
this.
okay.
And let's remember our vows. What was it?
I don't know. Oh, something about how much I love you pooing in public. Your poo gives me confidence in public.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's not bicker, shall we?
All right, yeah.
Not for the lovely kind people at home.
No. But basically, you didn't do the pots, and I smashed it, and I
And it was my
blamed you.
fault, yeah.
My negligence.
Classic.
This is what being married is
Is.
for.
Yeah.
Is my negligence can be blamed on you.
Yeah.
And then what happened 5-10 minutes after? I got on my knees and I apologised. And
Yeah.
I realised how much of a dickhead I was.
I said, I was furious.
Yeah.
I was furious.
Probably
I said, you
too
don't.
furious.
I know. I felt a bit like power trippy actually
Yeah,
after
I
it
could tell.
because I came in and I went, "You don't speak to me like that."
That's the grudgeman rubbing off on you.
What, me saying?
No, yeah. The way power trip you got was my grudgeman rubbing off on you.
Right.
And you've seen my behaviour as the grudgeman, and you went, I want a slice of
I want a
that.
bit of this grudge pie.
That was late when we made up.
Make a tasty grudge pie, people. Yeah.
Bloody hell. Anyway, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah. Okay.
First episode on the sofa.
What do you think?
I like
I'm
it.
so relaxed.
I know.
So comfortable.
Our tongues are looser.
They
I
are
think they are,
indeed.
aren't they? I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I think we'll keep it for the next episode at least.
Okay, great.
We didn't say at the start of the show, but I could be your grandma. Social media.
Yep.
I could be your _ grandma on Instagram. I could be your grandma on Facebook. I could be your grandma on YouTube. I could be your grandma.com's website. Sign up to the newsletter. Do all the things you'd like to do.
Hey,
Listen
hey, I tell you
everywhere.
what, the weather, right,
Oh, yeah.
is getting pretty nice outside.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time for a t-shirt.
Ah.
You don't need coats anymore.
Why are you starting to sell stuff now?
Well,
you had to go at
I
me for
lent-
being Mr. Capitalism, and now you're in.
Well, I lent one of
you
our
gave
t-shirts.
your shirt away.
Well, no, I didn't give it away. She's going to bring it back.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
But I lent this t-shirt to a friend and she just was rock. It looked really nice.
Yeah, they are good
Yeah,
t-shirts.
it looked really nice.
I've worn it a few times, but I try not to. It's usually like my end of wash cycle shirt.
Yeah.
That if I ain't got anything else, I'll wear that. But every time I've worn it, people have complimented me, and people really like the hat as well. So get yourself a little hat if you want.
Why not?
There you go.
Maybe we'll make like a episode 16, 17?
This is 17.
Maybe we'll make an episode 17 commemorative butt plug in honor of.
Butt plug.
Yeah.
What? Oh, because of the sexy
Because
episode.
of the sexy episode.
Got you. Or toilet paper.
Or that.
Hey.
Hey, that's good. Your face on toilet paper. Perfect.
I was thinking our logo. But
No, your face.
yeah.
Yeah.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Right. Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll
I'm
see
going to
you.
go for a big poo.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Love you very much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Got to be grandma.